Okay, today we're talking about electric dryer maintenance. Specifically, we will be working on a Kenmore model 110.60222511. Preventative maintenance. So directly from the owner's manual, it tells you to clean the dryer location. So what that's saying is don't stack stuff up against your dryer. Keep the floor in your laundry room swept and clean. That way you have proper airflow for dryer operation. And you want to remove accumulated lint from inside the dryer cabinet every 2 years or more often, depending on dryer usage. They recommend the cleaning be done by a qualified service professional. Also, the exhaust vent, so from the back of your dryer to the exterior of your house or your building, you want to make sure that exhaust duct is clean and clear every 2 years or more often, depending on dryer usage. That way you can prevent or reduce the chance of a lint fire inside that duct or inside your dryer. These also apply to a gas dryer, even though we're working on an electric dryer in this video. So on this specific dryer, here's the part number for a complete heater thermostat fuse kit. So if your heating elements burn out or the thermostat, etc., you can buy this kit for $40 at the time of this recording. Woo! If your dryer drum is not spinning, if you have a broken belt, or if it's making a lot of noise, check your idler pulley, check your guide pulleys, those rollers, see if they're broken or missing. You can buy this kit for $25. If the dryer doesn't make any noise at all, the drum does not turn, there's no air that you hear or see blowing out of the exhaust duct outside, you may have a failed motor. You can buy a replacement motor for $56. And there's the part number. An important thing to note before doing any preventative maintenance or repairs, always unplug the dryer and turn off the power to the dryer first. Let's get started. First, I'm going to remove the lens screen and unplug the dryer, because there's 2 screws right here we need to remove in order to prop up the hood. And there's 2 clips on these front corners. So pry up and gently hinge it up out of the way. Now you can see our belt. That little belt is what turns the drum right there. There's a little piece there, not too bad, but it's not frayed, it's not cracked. The drum spins nice and smoothly. Inspecting for frayed wires, excessive lint buildup, etc. I'll let you take a look down there. See, we have a little bit of lint accumulation. We'll clean that off with the vacuum. Everything looks pretty good. And there's your safety switch, your door safety switch right there. That little guy. The small vent on the upper left is where the warm air gets sucked into the drum. The large white vent here, that's where the exhaust air goes out of the dryer to the outside of the building. Now we're looking on the back of the dryer. We want to vacuum off all this lint. That's the air intake. That's where the dryer sucks fresh air in to the drum through the heating elements. So we'll go ahead and vacuum everything off. Be careful when you're vacuuming. You don't want to accidentally damage any of your wire connections. So just be gentle around your wire connections. Now we're going to remove the front panel so we can vacuum underneath the drum and inspect the electric motor. So disconnect your door switch, and then gently pull up on the panel and it lifts off of those two little bottom clips. Now we'll go out inspecting our motor. There's our tensioner pulley, little guide pulleys, rollers. So you can see we do have a light accumulation of lint, and we'll want to vacuum that off because lint can be a fire hazard. If you have an excessive amount of lint, it can clog up the electric motor, it can get in the bearings, cause problems for your pulleys, etc. So we'll vacuum all this out. But both of those guide rollers look good. They're intact. Woo! Belt looks good. Tensioner pulley looks good. Wires look good. So we'll vacuum this out carefully. Or a piece of trash. And you can see I propped up the front of the drum with that plastic attachment, just so all the tension is not on the guide rollers and the belt while I'm cleaning. And that front seal on the drum looks good. Okay, you can use a compressed air can to blow the air out. You can use electrical cleaner that's non-flammable. I'm just going to use the compressed air. Just gently blow through the electric motor. Yep, looks better. And I'm going to use this duster to get the rest of the dust and lint. Then we'll put the panel back on. Start with the two bottom clips first. And then you'll reattach the two screws up in the top corners next. Up here. Don't over tighten your screws. It's thin sheet metal you're working with. And then remember to reattach your door safety switch. Drum feels good. Give it one quick wipe off. There's also a part number on that belt if you want to just order the belt. We'll gently lower the lid and it snaps back down on those clips. We'll install our two screws, reinstall the lint trap. Okay, we'll remove the back rear panel. We're going to inspect the wire connections. Everything's tight. And vacuum out the rear of the machine and inspect the impeller, the actual fan blade that draws air through the drum and blows the air outside. So again, a little bit of dust, not too bad. We'll vacuum it out. An important thing to note when you're working on this, everything has sharp edges. Be very careful. Everything is very sharp. And we'll want to inspect our heating element. Make sure it's not covered in debris. Nope, it's nice and clean. Looks good. It's not burnt. Now we're going to remove this cover, which will expose the impeller, the actual fan blade, so we can clean and inspect it. Again, be careful of your electrical connections there. A little bit of lint in there, so I'll use an old paintbrush to clean that out. I'll vacuum it out. Then we'll reinstall the cover. It can be a little bit tricky to get it on. Reattach our screws up top. switch bits, and then reattach the screws down here. Careful not to damage that foam gasket. Again, don't over tighten your screws. Then we'll reattach our back panel. And there's a lip in the bottom there where it sits in. And then you simply reattach all of your hex head screws. Then reattach that cover plate that covers your electrical connections. And then reattach the dryer exhaust hose. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, and thanks for watching.